welcome back to my channel, to another of my pick a card. In this video we are going to address the topic of what message your shadow self wants you to know. How can you utilize your shadow? To know more about shadow and shadow work, watch my video entitled Why Shadow Work is BS. Alright, gonna link it down below. In the meantime, keep in mind this is a general reading. For private reading, the link is down below, the timestamps as well. So let's pick your pile. I want you guys to focus and concentrate and choose between pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4, and pile number 5. Like I said, the timestamps are going to be down below. Don't worry, I'm going to zoom in so you can see the cards. And in the meantime, I'm going to move ahead for those of you guys who choose pile number 1. What is the message from your shadow self? How can you transform and utilize your shadow, the denied and disowned aspects of yourself, the hidden aspects of yourself that are awesome and you can utilize for the better? Let's find out which one are yours with group number 1. All right, group number 1, let's find out what is your message from your shadow self. I want to pick a message from my Angel Oracle book that you can find on Amazon and Amazon Kindle for all of you guys. So let's see, what is your shadow self want you to know right now, group number 1. Among all the things you did in your life, which is the one you cherish the most about? Sometimes remembering is good for the heart because it takes you back to a place or a time where you loved, felt loved, or both. So your shadow self, as a prominent message, is trying to let you know that you can go back through memory, but not to focus on the things that you do not want, but to actually relieve this memory, to make you feel loved again, to make you feel loved, because love is the highest energy of all. And when we can transform through our imagination as well, a past experience into something that is uplifting, we do the work of source. We align ourselves with our own well-being, and we are more able to attract more wealth and abundance in our life. So that is the prominent message. Now let's see the cards together, shall we? So I am seeing as a first card in the tarot, the Devil card. So the Devil card tells me right away, and this is the god Sobek in ancient Egyptian mythology. And Sobek tells me immediately that you are a creature of the night. Sobek was a creature of the night. You are a creature that likes to get deep, deep, deep into your shadow aspects, likes to get deep into your memories, deep into solitude. But the problem with this attitude is that you have to and you must utilize it to turn it into something positive. With the Devil card, even though you might be a very, very deep individual, which is great, is amazing, your shadow self is letting you know, yeah, but take the positive aspects of this, go back into your memories to heal them, to turn them into positive, not to lose yourself into any addictive behavior, or rather not to lose yourself within the mud. Clean the mud, clean the room, bring light to those shadows, don't indulge into them. By the way, I have an e-course dedicated to that, which is called Co-Creating Your Reality. With the Devil card, your shadow self wants you to know this. Also because, and I hope you guys can see the cards, also because you might have a tendency, because of this vibration, to dive deep, to be oppressed by other individuals. You might have attracted this as a child, or have experienced as a child the situation where people have taken advantage of you, or literally they were abusive, like Sobek is doing with this individual, have tamed you down and let you quiet. So even though you do like and enjoy your time of isolation, your shadow self is saying, don't lose yourself into that. Remember, you're a social being, you're a divine being, and therefore you can unchain yourself from the devil at any time. It's a matter of choice, it's your choice, and it's up to you. Use this shadow, use this knowledge, this deepness of yours to transform the devil into the Lover's card, into a card of union, of attracting people that are deep and amazingly wise like you, not to attract the more negativity in your life. Now I'm also seeing that one of the main thing that your shadow self wants you to know right now is that you are incredibly honest, and maybe you have perceived your honesty as a curse as part of your shadow self, as something that you should deny and disown, because every time that you have been honest with others, and I hear you, every time that you have been honest with others, people have rejected you and they've made you feel like why you're such a beep, why you're so mean and all of that. But the reality of the story is that your shadow self is letting you know, hey, you're awesome. The very fact that you're so honest and full of integrity and you're telling people exactly what they need to hear, maybe it's something that needs to be balanced. You can work on the way you say it, but it's not something that you should reject and disown. This is wonderful about yourself. The very fact that you're honest should be something to be prideful of. And even though you don't get recognition from outside of yourself, who cares? Don't be conditional with your vibration. Don't be conditional with yourself. What does it mean, group number one, to be conditional? It means I am going to be happy when people are going to recognize that my honesty has good intentions. You already know that. You already know that you have good intention. Don't be conditional with your vibration. In other words, you don't have to be happy because there is sun outside. You don't have to be happy because your honesty is being recognized. You have to be happy. You have to be joyful because that is your birthright, because you are an extension of source energy, and through your unique subjective perspective, you are experiencing God in existence, in a material existence. You can find unconditional satisfaction within yourself if you also accept your shadow self in that sense. If you accept your unique essence, which by the way, I have a dedicated pick a card about. So don't be conditional with your own vibration. You are an honest being. Fantastic. Utilize it for the positive rather than use it to make you feel oppressed. That's what I wanted to say with my English that slips all the time. Now, I'm also seeing that your shadow self wants you to know that right now, if you are going to accept these very aspects of yourself rather than deny it and oppress it, you are going to overcome a lot of difficulties. Let people talk. Let people have their own perspective. You don't be conditional with your vibration also, because if you are conditional with your vibration, you're just going to attract even more of that unwanted feeling. You're just going to attract, oh see, people are like that. People are not accepting me because you're still, vibrating to this story that you have told yourself to, that you cannot be honest with others because otherwise they won't accept you. No, if you just stop being conditional with yourself, you will notice that you will focus on how awesome your introspective nature is, how awesome it is to be you, how awesome it is to be honest, and you will attract people that will think that about you, and therefore you will overcome difficulties. To be honest, group number one, I am seeing that you are going to overcome difficulties. So well job on you. And do you know what your shadow self wants you to know more over than this? That this is going to propel a lot of harmony in your life, harmony within yourself. And to be honest with you, group number one, you are going to attract to something very specific that is exactly what you always wanted, simply because you have unchanged yourself from the devil energy. And guess what? We have number one. It is meant to be for you. Remember that when you focus on your shadow self with love and positivity and understand that that part of yourself is as precious as the part of yourself that people think they're great, probably even better, and you stop to be conditional about it, you give it unconditional love, what you attract is truly meant to be for you. So you are on that path. You are on the path to attract something that you're gonna say yes to, and it's exactly what you want. It is exactly what you need. So say yes to yourself. Don't deny these aspects of yourself, and actually say, hey, do you know what? This is exactly meant for me. And utilize your memories and your introspection and your shadow self to become even more honest, to become even more of yourself. So this is what I see for you, group number one. I hope this speaker card was informative for you guys. Check also my video about shadow work that I'm going to link down below. Comment, share, like, and subscribe, because I always love to hear from you guys, and especially because you support this channel for more pico cards and spiritual videos. All right, let's move on for those of you guys who choose pile number 2. What is the message from your shadow self, and how can you turn into positive your shadow? How can you utilize them even for the betterment of yourself? Let's find out in this quick pick a card together, group number 2. Actually, let me pull a message from my Angel Oracle book that you can find on Amazon and Amazon Kindle, and let's see what your shadow self wants you to know right away. Let's see. Soul expansion. You are not depressed. You are simply expanding. This is a great time to grow spiritually. Be gentle with yourself. We recognize your value. Things will improve. See, you are not depressed. You're just going deeper within yourself, understanding what you do not want, and you're only expanding. Sometimes we live difficult times also because we need rest. And this is what I'm picking up for you, group number 2. Your shadow self is letting you know that you are great and you're not depressed. Usually people get depressed when they perceive something as negative, or actually they perceive that they are living a reality that they don't want to experience, and especially also they feel that they don't have an escape from that reality. It's not true. Right now, you're only integrating even more all the aspects of yourself. You are expanding, and in a while, you will understand exactly the inspired action that you will have to take in order to better your reality. Obviously, if you suffer from chronic depression and something that you absolutely feel as heavy and that you cannot go through on your own, I highly suggest you to ask for help. That goes without saying. A pick a card won't be enough, and probably not even a psychic. So if you feel the need to ask for help, don't be ashamed, but do so. All right, let's see what your shadow self also wants you to know, group number 2. I am seeing as a first card, wow, the Tower moment. Okay, let's talk about it. It seems like you are depressed, or you are living this time of expansion, let's call it this way, because everything around you has tumbling down. You maybe had a breakup, a divorce, or a breakup with your job, or with people that you thought were there for you, or with aspects of yourself. Whatever this card means, whatever this Tower moment means for you, watch my video entitled Overcome Times of Crisis and Fears Successfully, because it doesn't matter how much of a crisis this Tower can be, you must know from your shadow self that also this shall pass. And even though it is hard to see something that you cared for falling apart, you can know that your inner being is always there for you, and it's doing all of this for you, and you can transform the spirit of crisis into an opportunity to discover lost parts of yourself, but maybe things that you didn't even know they exist within yourself. You can show yourself strength, compassion, forgiveness. You can rebuild anew a much better Tower. And you might say, but if this is a relationship, let me know when I'm gonna meet even someone better. You will. Your vibration will automatically get that to you. Your job is not to be conditional. Your job is to not understand the present and saying, see how my present is horrible, see how this is not working, and having all this evidence line up in front of you telling you how right you are, how much this Tower moment sucks. No, that's not your job. Your job is, to observe, but then go within your inner being and saying, but I know I'm different. I know I'm an extension of source energy. I know I'm love, and I am not going to be split or tamed down by the evidence, no matter how many they are, of the present moment. I am going to go within, not split existence, and be unconditionally compassionate with myself, and knowing that this is only a moment, this is only temporary, and no matter what material experience I'm having around me, I can feel good, because I only have to allow myself to enter that point of stillness within myself where everything is connected and united, and through that the feelings of feeling good, the joy will happen automatically, because focusing only on this Tower is truly a lack of perspective. That is what I'm strongly hearing from your shadow self. Moreover, I have really good news for you, group number 2, because you have a guardian angel, not a spirit guide, a guardian angel next to you. We have spirit spirit guides. I'm going to explain you guys this, so I don't even need to do a separate video about it. I have a video from Angel. Spirit guides, and I explained this in my video about the afterlife, are the same for the same soul family. So for example, your spirit guide is the same as your soulmates, but your guardian angel is something different. It's the angel that is next to you since the beginning of time, that has been assigned to you especially to be supervising your life in this particular incarnation. It's always there for you. It's a completely different vibration, the spirit guide, and is always a messenger from God, a messenger from source. You have a guardian angel next to you that is collaborating with your inner being to make you see all the aspects of yourself from your shadow self, the truth about this perspective, the truth about this tower moment, and also what is the purpose behind this tower moment. Maybe it's to deconstructionize everything that is junk and you just don't need, so you can see the simplicity in life, you can see the true meaning behind your life, and therefore realign yourself with your well-being. Talk with your guardian angel. Allow your guardian angel to give you signs and clues about yourself. I am also seeing the card of comfort there for you. The card of comfort is from Archangel Azrael, and he's letting me know that Archangel Azrael is with you in your time of need, helping you and giving you time for healing. You don't have to do anything at this time, your shadow self is saying. You just have to allow this moment to pass, and you have to allow this moment for deeper healing, which is primarily sitting down in meditation, stay in stillness and analyze your life from a different and more objective point of view, group number 2. In fact, I'm also seeing the child card. Maybe this tower had to come in order to show you all the trauma that you needed to heal from a childhood experience and to nurture with compassion that child again. Why don't you sit on a meditation and do shadow work, better than shadow work? You just meet your inner child, that child that you wear, and ask it directly, what do you want? What do you need right now to feel better? Change the memory of your past, do virtual reality in that sense, and allow yourself to bring healing to that child, because it's through the understanding of who you are at the core, in that purity of your inner child, that you will deconstructionize that tower and bring well-being into your life, less depression, more vitality, more energy, but moreover, you will bring comfort to this experience. A child might be involved, so it could be also in your life right now. That child could also be you. Pay attention to your inner child, your shadow self is saying. As a last card, we do have the Dark Harlequin. The Dark Harlequin symbolizes that a lost and hidden part of yourself that is connected to your inner child, the time when you were a kid. Maybe it was something that you deeply loved to do and now you are not doing it anymore. You thought that was a dream that would have never come true, a talent, a skill, an ability that you even forgot you had because you have given up on it too early. It's coming to the surface and it's asking you, free yourself. Your shadow self is also saying with the Dark Harlequin, free them all. This tower moment is great because the princess and the prince is finally free, and it's an anarchist and doesn't need a kingdom, doesn't need all the servants, doesn't need to rule anything. Free the prince, free the princess, and be in the crowd, be in the mud, free of your experience, rough and raw and adventurous. And obviously this is a metaphor for your inner being, but free yourself and find those hidden aspects of yourself that you have so deeply denied and disowned. I want to pull another card for you guys because I want to understand what exactly your shadow self wants you to know right now. And I'm using my Cosmic Love Oracle deck for this reason. All right, we have a card. Let's see. The upset. So the thunder, the sparkle of light that comes in the midst of night, bringing you revelation. I think you should watch my Pico card about what is your spirit revelation. Understand what triggers you and why, and therefore healing will occur. You must understand why you feel that this is such a tower moment. How can you bring comfort to yourself yourself and understand what triggers you and the reason why it triggers you. And for me, your shadow self, group number 2, wants you to know that it's because of something that happened in your childhood, and it's because your parents or your caretaker or whatever has happened, they told you you couldn't become what you wanted to become. And now you do have the possibility to turn everything apart, free that prince and princess, and regain your kingdom in a different way. Regain your talents and say, I'm awesome. I'm going to utilize this talent, and I'm going to show you all with my guardian angel how can I bring success and comfort to my life, because I don't have all that muddy horrible tower around me anymore. This is what I see for you, group number 2. I hope the reading was helpful and entertaining. Comment down below to share your stories, to share, like, and subscribe, and see you on the next video. All right, let's move on. For those of you guys who choose pile number 3, what is the message from your shadow self? What parts of yourself that you have disowned and denied you can work upon for the betterment of your life? What your shadow self that is awesome wants you to know right now, group number 3. Actually, let me pull a message from an Angel Oracle book that you can find on Amazon and Amazon Kindle for you guys. I can see your light, your shadow self is saying. Therefore, you can see yours and you can remember the light to others. No more projection, group number 3. You are an extension of source energy, the energy that creates universes. If your shadow self can see your light, you can see the light in itself, in those part of yourself that are shadows. Let's see what the cards want you to know of group number 3, moreover. All right, so let me see. We do have as a first card the King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. You are a natural born healer, and probably you could study medicine, obstetrician, doctors, or simply healing heart, because the King of Pentacles, you could be a Taurus, also a Capricorn, or a Virgo. But with group number 3, the King of Cups tells me that you are bringing healing to yourself, but you have an innate ability to heal others. And this is something that might resonate very weirdly with you, because this is a shadow part of yourself, group number 3. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're bringing healing to others. Therefore, your shadow self wants you to acknowledge this part of yourself, and rather than deny it and disown it, experience it and use it for the betterment of yourself and others. Also, I am prominently seeing that you bring a divine guidance to others. So you could be a psychic, you could be an astrologer, you could be a healer of any kind, like I said, and you have been divinely guided to pursue this career. And even though, and I hear you, even though sometimes there might be clients that are difficult, or there might be people that don't resonate with your message, or there might be people that challenge you in each and every possible way, well, your shadow self wants you to know that this is not a bad part of yourself. Could be that maybe people are telling you, or they have told you when you were a child, depending on your religion as well, that witchcraft is bad, or angels are bad, they're evil, using tarot card doesn't help anybody. Or maybe your ego is trying to steer you somewhere else, like, oh, you should be more of a life coach, you should be more of teacher of some kind, because that will give your ego more boost to say, look, see, I'm not just a reader, I'm not just this thing, you know. You might be very harsh on yourself, but the reality of the story is that this is not true, because if you're bringing divine guidance to people in a way or another, you're bringing healing to others. So the judgment that you put upon certain jobs or certain aspects of yourself are just a fragile ego that is trying to not make you feel hurt again. But if you're gonna open yourself to this gift, you will only see abundance, because this is exactly what your angels want you to know right now, and especially what your shadow self wants you to recognize. Also, I am seeing the card of protection. You bring channeling experience to others. You bring the energies of the angels, of divine guidance. You bring extreme protection to others. And because you have this mission on this planet, your shadow self wants you to know that it's protecting you. Therefore, your inner being is protecting you into this mission. And you really have nothing to fear or nothing to worry about. You are under divine protection. So this reminds me also of the 3 waves of volunteers. You could be one of the starseed or one of the volunteers that has came into this reality to bring uplifting and awareness and uplifting experience to this planet, to improve this planet. And remember, don't fight in order to raise to raise the vibration of others. So sorry, don't fight like a war against I don't know, a war against plastic, a war against animal abuse. I am right, they are wrong. A war against people that are lower vibration. You just cannot take what you want. You cannot manifest a planet that you want to experience if you do it in a way that it's war, or that has war or fight in this sentence. You have to do it with love and acceptance for yourself. So for example, if you want to really give divine guidance to others, but you are judging yourself to be evil because you're using cards, or people judge you as one, or anything that might resonate with you, you can tell others, not the negative. You cannot, like, don't fight with others. Don't tell them, oh, but this is not true, or no, because this is what is evil. This is what is evil. Religion is what is evil. Dogma is what is evil, not the cards. You won't get anywhere if you do like that. Rather than focus on the negative, tell people how amazing it is to have divine guidance, how amazing it is to speak with their angels, how amazing is the history of tarot cards and where it comes from. Let them excited, let them in this beautiful world, in your beautiful gift. That's what your shadow self is saying. And if they want to change their mind, that's amazing. If they don't want to change their mind, so it be, so it be. It doesn't matter. But don't fight against something. Be a cheerleader of that thing that you want to experience, and you will see that more people will connect to that. For example, if you're protecting the animals, don't tell them how bad it is to eat meat. You won't have any results from that. Usually when people focus on all the animal cruelty, they feel touched. I'm not denying that, but they're gonna skip the channel. They're not gonna stick to it. But in actuality, if you show them the beauty of the animal kingdom, if you show them the beauty of having a relationship with an animal, even the wildest of the animals, if you show them their habitat, they will love it and they will protect it. Because as human beings, we only protect what we love. So don't focus on the fight, but focus on the love also within yourself. And I'm also seeing spread your wings and soar. That is what your shadow self wants you to know right now. Now that you know all of this information, you can spread your wings and you can be unique because you're protected. And I'm also seeing traveling in the near future possible for you. Archangel Ariel, the lion or the lioness of God. Do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you are ready. You are ready to soar, group number 2. Your shadow self wants you to know this is the message that you needed to hear. You are ready now. Go ahead and do your purpose. And also we do have the card of Bright Baby. The card of Bright Baby lets me know that your shadow self is so pure and naive, and therefore don't lose yourself in the complexity of the mind, because the reality of the story is that the angelic realm of the non-physical cannot be understood by any means by the calculation of the mind, because this mind is born to analyze our 3D reality. It's not made in a way that it will analyze and understand with their own limited thinking the non-physical. Allow the non-physical to happen and allow the simplicity of your shadow self, the simplicity of yourself to overwhelm your reality. Life is easy. Love just is. Love is easy. Your purpose doesn't have to be difficult. You don't possibly even have to work hard or feel it or perceive it as working hard. You can do everything with love, and out of love things will become effortless. You will see in the slightest of time an improvement of your life and your skills. I give you this example, okay? Just to be practical. Every time I have people telling me, wow, you improved so quickly at drawing. I only draw for like 4 months now. You improved so quickly, but how did you do it? But how did you do it? I didn't do anything. I don't even draw every day, even though I wish I could, but I don't have time. I draw like 5 minutes every 3 days if I can, an hour if I am lucky. But I feel that I have improved so quickly only because I love what I'm doing. I love drawing cats and big cats. It's just like I lose myself in how much excitement and eagerness and love I have for these creatures, and I love it. And I valued myself on it, and because I love it so deeply, I didn't make it complicated. So for example, if I want to do ink drawing, I don't worry about, oh, I don't know how to do that, I need to watch a tutorial about it, or I need to have the perfect brushes in order to make this drawing super cool. I don't even think about all of that. I just take my manga pen, whatever pen of €1 that I got, and I don't have anything to do highlights. I use the rubber. I invent things. You can even draw with coffee if you want to. I allow love to guide my ways in everything that I am doing, and therefore everything becomes effortless. This is the integration of your shadow self, and this is exactly what you're about to do. If you allow to integrate in all the aspects of yourself and bringing love to those aspects and doing things because you love them, not because people are telling you how you should do them. Group number 3, do them. Do them because you love them, and do it simple. Make it simple also for others, and you will see how much joy and abundance you will have as a result. There is all the time in the world to make things complicated, and I think the society has done everything to make life complicated, so we become good consumers. That's only my opinion. It doesn't have to be yours. But the reality of the story is that we can live a much more simple life. We don't have to say yes to things that we don't resonate with. And I think this is exactly what your shadow self wants you to know right now. I hope this reading was helpful and entertaining for you guys. I'm seeing this at 2222, so that must be a sign. Comment down below to share your stories, because I always love to hear from you guys. Check also my other video about shadow work. Share, like, and subscribe, and see you on the next video. Alright, let's move ahead. For those of you guys who choose pile number 4, what is the message from your shadow self? What aspects of yourself that you have denied, disowned, and rejected might be super helpful for you right now? Let's see. Actually, I keep forgetting. Let's discover a message from your shadow self also with my Angel Oracle book that you can find on Amazon and Amazon Kindle. We always have your back. How cool is that? Your shadow self is so tough, is saying we always have your back. The universe is always having your back. Exactly. Group number 4, what are you worried of? Your shadow self is great. It's not true that it's negative or bad, or you shouldn't be loving it. You should. It's a part of you. It's a part of all. It's a part of everything. And your inner being always has your back, because it doesn't put judgment or conditionality upon your experience. Is eager to expand. Is eager to have all the experience. And even knowing what you do not want, even understanding contrast, it's a treasure of this experience, because it's only through expanding and understanding what we do not want that we now know how can we align ourselves to manifest what we do want. Therefore, let's find out, group number 4, what are your cards and what your shadow self wants you to know. All right, so we do have the Knight of Wands. So interesting. Your shadow self wants you to know that you are more wild than what you think you are. You are adventurous, you are passionate. And I think that you have denied and disowned these aspects of yourself. Maybe people have always complained about you and letting you know why you're so loud, why you're so passionate. Can you keep it down? Can you keep it down? I feel this nonsense going on from people. Keep it down, keep it down. But the reality of this story is that no, I cannot keep down myself. Sorry if that bothers you, but thank you for showing me that I'm awesome just the way that I am. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to be careless of other people. Sure, make compromise for the sake of unhealthy living, for sure, but not to the detriment of yourself. Not because you are disowning that aspect of yourself, that instead it's so passionate, it's so adventurous, and it wants to experience love, and in a physical way probably. No, be your own self and hug people if you want to hug people. Now, I know we cannot with the bloody whatever it's going on in the planet. Surely we will. Surely we will. At some point we're going to be able to hug people, and this pick a card is ugly. Just uglies. This pick a card is timeless, but don't perceive yourself to be ugly because of your extreme passion and your weird eccentric ways. Actually make this part of your personality, this part of your shadow self, what shines above anything else. Like exactly like this card, look how it shines. Huh? Exactly like that. Let's see what else do I see for you guys. I'm also seeing that in the spirit you're having a life review, or you should have a life review. That is what your shadow self is trying to tell you, because I feel that you have repressed the parts of yourself for so long that now you must analyze your own experience, not condemn them, but realize that your experience have pushed you to the understanding of what you do not want, so you can have what you want. I keep repeating this thing, but it's the truth. Everything that you have experienced have taught you where you want to go. Now is your job to align yourself and hold the vibration of what you want so it can actually get manifested. And guess what? Maybe when it gets manifested, you don't even want it anymore. You want something else. But how can you know if you don't experience it? So allow yourself to give yourself a life review. Analyze all your experience and be eager about the next ones that you want to experience. What the prominent message that I hear for you guys is that your shadow self has your back. It's not your enemy, and therefore free yourself and allow yourself to be passionate, to dance with joy, and to be the weirdo that you are, or the youthful spirit that you are. Also, I feel the horse could be your spirit animal. You're very free in nature. You're very wild. So why are you trying to be something that you're not? Also, I am seeing the card of forgiveness. Maybe through this life review, your shadow self is saying you're going to bring yourself forgiveness and forgiveness to others. I wrote an entire chapter in my book, Law Just Is, about this very aspect of forgiveness. Forgiveness is the understanding of our life review, of those experiences, through the eyes of other people and through a more objective perspective. So when we are not engaged emotionally with what we have witnessed as victim, we can bring forgiveness to others. We can see the perspective of others, which doesn't mean that you are condemning what other people were doing. You're simply not judging it as negative or positive. You're seeing it from the eyes of source. And when you bring forgiveness to yourself or to others, depending on your situation, you are liberating yourself, and you can now vibrate to a completely new frequency. You are patching the energetic leaks in your body so they don't leak anymore. They don't make you feel drained anymore. I explained this in my course, Co-Creating Your Own Reality, that is down below. Many people watch this video about raising your vibration, raising your vibration, raising your vibration, but what they don't understand is that if you don't know how energy works within your body, also as a biology in our body, you cannot really raise your vibration. It doesn't exist anything like raising your vibration, because before you can raise your vibration, you have to patch the energetic leaks that are leaking you, and therefore making you feel low, making you feel drained. Think about this. You don't fill a cup if it's full of holes. You would think that that person that is doing that is mad, because you will feel it, and by the time that he will feel it, it will leak everywhere. That's exactly what you're doing when you're trying to jump from point A to point C. You're trying to raise your vibration, and it can work for a short period of time, but if you're still leaking from each and every hole, so sorry the expression, it's just not gonna last. What you have to do is repatch the leaks through forgiveness, through certain practices, through this life review, and then you can fill the cup with good stuff. And that is exactly what your shadow self wants you to know. And in the process of doing that, you can also recalibrate your mind into a vibration of faith and trust. You can say to yourself and expect the best possible outcome. This card literally says, are you ready to trust and let go for the best possible outcome? Stop choosing fear. You can watch my video entitled Overcome Crisis and Fears Successfully. In that video, I give practical tools and examples on how to do that, because this is exactly what your shadow self is letting you know right now. Or you can go to my e-course, Co-Creating Your Reality, or maybe you can do yoga, you can do meditation, you can do whatever works for you. But forgiveness is necessary for you to move on into your actuality in a way that is truly vibrating high, positively, and bringing you what you need in you want in your existence. Card of the Red Countess, which I want to read for you guys, because this card lets you know that you already know everything that I already said. There is something deep within you that you already know, and now that you have to face. But the problem is that you're not facing this. Your shadow self is saying, because your mind is full of judgment for yourself and cluttered. I'm gonna read it for you guys. The Red Countess. Deep within you, you know what is true and what to do or not to do. Yet there is so much noise and distraction in the world, and even at times in your own minds, that listening for our inner wisdom can seem like trying to hear gentle bird songs in the midst of a rock concert. Even so, you are hearing an inner truth, and deep down you know it. Can you trust that it is safe to not only hear your inner voice but act on it? Exactly. You must hear the voice of your inner being that as everything that you need in order to manifest what you want. And part of that is to accept that aspects of yourself that people didn't like in the past, and therefore you have hated so much. Stop projecting that into others. Go within and bring forgiveness to that child. Bring forgiveness to these aspects of yourself and free yourself from judgment. You know what to do. You just have to quiet your mind. This is what I see for you, group number 4. I hope the video was joyful and entertaining. Comment down below to share your stories, because I always love to hear from you guys, and share, like, and subscribe to have more video and spiritual videos. Also suggest me videos. I always like to make more videos for you. Alright, let's move on. For those of you guys who choose pile number 5, what is the message from your shadow self? What is the aspect that you have denied, disowned, and rejected that in actuality is awesome and wants to communicate to you right now for the betterment of your life? I'm going to pick a message from my Angel Oracle book to start, and then we're going to look at the cards. All right, let's see. You can find this book on Amazon and Amazon Kindle, by the way, but you probably already know that. Let's see, what is the message from your shadow self, group number 5? We see your value, and we invite you to see your value too, group number 5. See the beauty of your being and allow yourself to see value and beauty in others. We are all one, and you are one with all aspects of yourself. You are not a fragmented being having multiple personalities within you, even though you could have had multiple lifetimes and multiple egos. But the reality of the story is that they are all continuum of you. Your energy is one and is one with all. I explained this in my video about the shadow work. Watch it if you want more information. But now let's look at the cards where your shadow self wants you to know more than this. Bring value to yourself. Wow, we do have as a first card the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords lets me know that you feel down right now, or you feel drained because you feel betrayed, or you feel that all the difficulties that you have to overcome right now are just too much for yourself. But I also explained this in my video about crisis and fears that I posted just a couple of days ago. You have to die gracefully. The 10 of Swords, which is something that not a lot of people say, it's a card that symbolizes death. Not physical death, but symbolizes the death of you, of who you thought you are. But the more you're gonna clench under this knife and think that they're not going to hit you, you are denying a truth about the situation. Stop denial, stop being in denial, and die gracefully. Let it be. Surrender to the divine grace and say, listen, I am tired. I don't know where I'm going, but it's better than to pretend that I am not dying inside. Let it happen. Acknowledge this experience, and you will see that the more you will fall at a certain point, you will touch the floor. And when you will fall and touch the floor, you will understand there is no more darkness that you can possibly see. You will seek for a light to illuminate that darkness. And in that moment, all those aspects that you have forgotten about yourself will start to make sense. And you can rise back and you can be renewal. But how can you rise back? How can you feel the sense of renewal if you don't let it die before? If you don't die gracefully, if you just don't surrender. Sometimes clenching on the walls while you're falling hurts your fingers and hurts yourself more than the fall itself. So think about that, because this is a prominent thing that I'm hearing for you, group number 5. I'm also hearing the card of focus. This is a time for you where I think you have put so much focus into what didn't work and everything that it's not getting manifested and everything that just it's not working. Don't you see that there is so much evidence about it? You have put so much focus into that, even subconsciously, that your shadow self is saying, hey, you have forgotten about me. You're looking at me like I'm the bad guy, where I am you. I'm the wounded part of you that you just don't want to see. Please illuminate me, bring me healing, focus on all the great aspects of me. So through the focus of the great aspects of me, I can bring you more of that. Now, I explained this in my video why shadow work is BS, because the way the shadow work is being interpreted is all wrong. It's interpreted as something that you need to heal and therefore let go completely of in order not to create conflict with others. But the reality of the story is that there are so many treasures into the shadows. It's the fact that you can utilize them and change them rather than perceiving them as negative. You can perceive them as positive and bring love and compassion to those part of yourself that will make you feel renewal. So this is what your shadow self is saying, group number 5. Group number 5 is saying focus on the aspects of love within the shadows, not the aspects that you hate about the shadows. And I'm also seeing the commitment card, and commit to me. This is what your shadow self is saying. Commit to me, not to people outside of you. Commit to love me. Because if you will commit to love me, I will show you love and abundance around you. I'm also seeing that you have claircognizance as a psychic ability. Archangel Uriel is next to you saying, pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are answered to your prayers. You can receive psychic guidance through your ideas to downloads and understanding, but you are too focused on the thing that you do not want. And especially, I think, number 5, you are focused on comparing yourself to others. Stop doing that. Your mind, your ideas, they are different. And while people are taking action because they're comparing each other to their self, if you can only allow yourself to communicate with your shadow self, communicate with the essence of you, it will bring you incredible amount of ideas, incredible amount of creativity, and screw the fact that other people didn't thought about it and other people are not doing what you're thinking about. Do it, you do it instead, so you can bring renewal to your life and you can listen to your inner guidance system. Don't listen to me, don't listen to cards, don't listen to prediction. Even though I do this job, I hope I'm doing this job to empower people rather than to make them feel addicted to these things. And there is nobody that knows you better than you if you only allow the you that is you to communicate with you. And that is what your shadow self is saying. And also, as a last card, I am seeing the card of Alice in Wonderland. That might be one of your favorite cartoon, or maybe not if this is a shadow aspects of you. But your shadow self is like Alice in Wonderland. He's a weirdo and it's a naive little girl or little boy trying to understand the realm of Wonderland. And maybe you want to meet the rabbit, maybe you want to meet the caterpillar. You're gonna meet along your life such weird individuals, and you will understand that behind madness there is always genius. And screw if people judge you as mad. Go to Wonderland, hell, Alice. Go dive deep into the rabbit hole and find that your ideas are incredible. Think about Lewis Carroll, the author of Alice in Wonderland. He decided to, through logic, which is a branch of philosophy, by the way, I did an entire exam on logic. Through logic, he decided to challenge the English vocabulary and create a completely different language for Alice in Wonderland. Dive deep into the rabbit hole and go back to Wonderland, your fantastic place of ideas, and you will see that you will create a world that nobody has ever thought about, and you will have so much success and abundance and love from your shadow self, that you wouldn't even feel like a shadow anymore. You will feel just a lost part of yourself that you have now integrated for the betterment of your life. I'm going to read this card for you guys because it's so beautiful. I love this card. It's one of my favorite. This is your card, Alice in Wonderland. Look how beautiful this card is. New worlds are calling you forth where the old rules don't apply. It might seem strange or freeing or wild or even scary at first, but you are meant to explore these new worlds. You will gain so much from the experience. There is no need to be afraid. When Alice appears, she brings a message that it is safe to enter into new worlds, whether those worlds are of ideas, new lifestyles, social communities, or other like-minded groups, or even other places. Alice indicates a time where your perception is opening up. Clairsentience, intuition, insights, visions, and creativity will increase and flow, and it is recommended that you value those things rather than dismiss them as imagination or fantasy. Don't judge your inner being. Your inner being knows more than you do and knows you better than anyone else in this planet. Allow your inner being, Alice, to bring you to Wonderland. All right, this is what I see for you, group number 5. I hope this pickle card was fun, joyful, and entertaining for you guys. Comment down below to share your stories because I always love to hear from you guys, and see you on the next video. All right, thank you so much guys for being here with me today in another on my pico cards. Thank you so much for your support. You guys are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And keep in mind, you're never wrong if you follow love. Bye.